is refreshed and hoping that home cooking cures all ails. Hey, drop in to Ryan Field with us on the shores of Lake Michigan. How about this for an entrance? They're ready to get the home opener started here in 2019, and a perfect landing. Football team is hoping for similar results. Football on BTN is powered by Unleaded 88. Today, it's UNLV and Northwestern meeting for the third time and the first in almost 2 decades. Hello and welcome to the booth with the Buckus Award winner, James Laurinaitis. I'm Lisa Byington. Elise Menaker is with us as well. And for Northwestern, this is game number 2 and maybe a rebound from that game against Stanford where they had a really disappointing performance.
Yeah, and a very rare week 2 bye for Northwestern. But what you get to do is self-scout, Lisa, and you get to figure out what did we do well and what do we need to improve on. Pat Fitzgerald is ready for this home opener. He called it his second opener of the season.
And the second opener, too, here for Hunter Johnson, the quarterback, the Clemson transfer, the 5-star out of high school. They made so much about his debut. Now they're making a lot about his debut in terms of his rebound from that debut.
Yeah, well, offensive coordinator Mick McCall was saying they just need to speed up his decision-making process. He thinks too much, is overthinking his reads. They just want him to pull the trigger here today. So they're going to try to simplify the offense, take things out of his mind as far as what to do. And he's going to need to rely on the running game with Isaiah Bowser out. They're going to have to depend on starting running back Jesse Brown today, and John Moten is going to get the carries as well. But the offensive coaches for Northwestern's also brought up Drake Anderson as well as Evan Hull, the freshman tailback, to have a chance to get some carries today.
Isaiah Bowser out with the knee injury that he suffered against Stanford. Key injuries actually happening in that game. Not just with Bowser, but of course, they lost their quarterback, T.J. Green, as well. It'll be Riley Lees, who is back to receive for the Cats. UNLV won the toss, and it'll be Northwestern receiving to start things off in 2019, and we are underway. And just moments ago, Elise Menaker was with Pat Fitzgerald.
Coach, with Isaiah Bowser out, Jesse Brown will be getting to start at running back. What would you like to see out of him in your run game?
Well, I'd like to see him just have fun. He's battled through so much adversity. Now get out there and get his first opportunity and take full advantage of it. Play physical, play fast, and like I said, just have a lot of fun. You've
told us that Hunter Johnson, it's like he's a freshman making his second start. So what are you expecting out of your quarterback today?
Again, same thing. You know, learn from the experiences he had out at Stanford. We're the only Big Ten team to go on the road to play a ranked team. Hostile environment. I thought he played his best football in the fourth quarter, and hope he continues it over today.
Thanks for the time, Coach.
Thanks, go Cats.
Well, it's Johnson handing off to Jesse Brown, and Jackson making the tackle.
And what you'll notice about Brownlee is the fact that he's a one-cut, get north and south type runner, physical running back for the Wildcats.
Yeah, possibly 4 different running backs that we could see here today with Bowser being out. First pass is incomplete. Intended receiver, Charlie Mangieri. And Hunter Johnson, we heard the head coach talk about really him being a freshman. He is a redshirt sophomore technically, played about 7 games and is as a backup at Clemson. Had to redshirt last year and primarily played on the scout team, but you see his numbers against Stanford. So much anticipation, mostly because of the 5-star in front of his name, and mostly because of the school that he transferred from in Clemson. Johnson across the middle, pass complete. Bennett Skoranek, expect to see that combo once or twice today.
Yeah, and what this does early on, it gives Hunter Johnson some confidence.
Defense, number 94. 15-yard penalty added on to the end of the run. First down.
And we'll see here the roughing the passer way late on Hunter Johnson and high. Those 2 things there that you got to stay away from the quarterback's head, but the rhythm throw there by Hunter Johnson to Bennett Skoranek has to give him some confidence coming into week 2 here.
Skoranek, of course, a 2-year starter. The leading receivers coming into this year. Handoff to Brown, looking for a seam across the 35. Jesse Brown just had a couple of carries for 6 yards. That was a gain of 5. Those couple of carries and 6 yards in that week number 1 matchup against Stanford. Empty set now for the Cats. swinging out wide, and they were going to Riley Lee's way. Lisa Byington, James Laurinaitis, Elise Menaker, and our rules analyst Dick Honig will be with us all afternoon. You see 76-degree temps, very little wind, beautiful here in Chicagoland. It was yesterday, even better today. One of the best views there in the Big Ten, just right off the shores of Lake Michigan. Again to Brown. Gain of 2.
Interesting decision there. When they run the football on 3rd down and medium, Lisa, it lets you think that they're going to be 4-down territory here and go for this. Otherwise, you want to be running the football on 3rd and 5.
Going for it on 4th and 3. Instead of a 47-yard field goal attempt, going to test this offense a little bit. Why not? Johnson going up top. Foot's down. Pass complete, hanging on. It's McGowan. A gain of 16 for Kyrick McGowan. Acrobatic catch.
Let's see, he gets that foot down. Only need 1 in college. Nice throw again by Johnson on a big 4th down.
This time it's Drake Anderson. Nearly shook off a tackler. The son of Damian Anderson kind of pulling a page out of Dad's playbook.
And watch the pulling center here, Jared Thomas. They've run this play 3 times already on this drive alone. Drake Anderson gives them an element at tailback they haven't had for a while.
Here is Anderson. They got to him right away. Anderson. And Hunter Johnston kept it. Touchdown, Northwestern. Hunter Johnston's first as a Wildcat.
Just make sure he gets in without that knee. Nice job.
Hunter Johnson with the 1-yard touchdown run, going for it on 4th down. And Northwestern bringing it all the way down the field. Charlie Kubander with the extra point. Good start for Pat Fitzgerald and the Wildcats. Let's take a look at the house they built by Rocket Mortgage, by Quicken Loans. You see Northwestern Athletic Director Jim Phillips congratulating 6 remaining players from the 1949 Rose Bowl championship team. Couple of Rose Bowl teams at Northwestern in the football history. The 49 Rose Bowl team, of course, the 96 Rose Bowl team. Northwestern won this game against Cal, 20-14. They finished 8-2 that year, only losing to Michigan and Notre Dame. Actually shut out 3 opponents that season as well. Here in attendance, remarkable story.
Did you see those highlights? All that cutting downfield? I'm glad they took that out of the game.
I think Dick Honig was the replay official or rules analyst back then.
It is awesome to see them here today, and awesome stories amongst that group, I'm sure.
Tylee Collins decides to take it across the 25. And he will be met by Northwestern there. A return of 14. Brings up this Rebels offense here for the first time. There was some discussion about who would get the start here at quarterback. It goes to the vet, Armani Rogers. He can run on the ground, struggles a little bit in trying to throw it. And Tony Sanchez has said, look, you know what? He's got a lot of equity in this program. 2-time captain. One of the reasons I was the tiebreaker to get the start here today, and they give it to the meal ticket. Charles Williams, so talented there at the tailback spot for UNLV, a gain of 4. He's coming off 2 straight 100-yard rush games.
Well, I expect a lot of this from UNLV early. Run the football. Doesn't matter how many players are in the box for Northwestern. That's what they do best. They run the football. Here they're going with an empty set, but still quarterback run, still an option for UNLV.
Here is Rogers, who will run it. Trying to get to him there, Alex Miller, one of the two Miller brothers, starting on the defensive line for Northwestern. Alex is the older one, a senior. Sam Dupe is his brother, the junior. 3rd and 1 now for UNLV. Again to Williams. Down the sideline. Williams beating the whole Northwestern defense. Goodbye. A 65-yard score.
Charles Williams, the ball carrier, the score of Northwestern.
He is an explosive tailback, and when there's nothing that makes him stop his feet, that's too easy for UNLV. Charles Williams had nobody in front of him to slow him down. A speedster who already in this young season averaging 155.5 yards per game.
Daniel Gutierrez ties it up at 7. Big play. Charles Williams strikes again for the Rebels. Charles Williams with the 65-yard touchdown run. The 3rd run of 60-plus yards for UNLV this year. How did it happen?
Well, look at the 3 technique right here. Trevor, watch him. Kent spikes inside, and that opens up the B gap. Number 3, Trey Williams, tries to fill, but it appears on him so fast that Williams, with his speed, he has no time to adjust. He is gone. You take a bad angle on a speed back like that, Lisa, you have no opportunity to adjust your angle.
Brown takes the handoff across the 45. A gain of 5. So we've seen 2 tailbacks here for Northwestern so far.
When you saw the way Brown finished that run, lowering his shoulder on the defender, defensive coordinator Tim Skipper brought up Brown when talking about how hard he ran against Stanford. He's a one-cut north-south runner. You saw that on display there.
On 2nd and 5. Again to Brown. Makes a couple tacklers miss. And a 1st down for Northwestern. Gain of 9.
You see here's a little draw play. Brown takes that little hop step, gets the football. When you see him get north and south, he'll make that one cut and get vertical, pick up as many yards as he can.
Johnson looking to throw. Connects with Skoranek. Trying to fight for the 1st down. By the way, Northwestern 6 1st down plays, all coming on the ground. That pass play, a gain of 8. Johnson swings it out. Malik Washington sneaking in, the freshman.
Nice quick throw to the outside, and you see Skoranek there, straining, getting the block, helping his wide out.
Again to Brown, he's got the hole. Perhaps a touchdown saving tackle. Drew Techman. Plus 12 on the run.
A nice job by that offensive line right now by the Wildcats, opening up holes for whoever's at tailback. You can see that their game plan was to establish the run game, make some easier throws for their young quarterback.
Johnson getting pressured and wrapped up. Jericho Flowers.
And this is just a young mistake by Hunter Johnson. The blitz comes, it has it picked up, and he scrambles right into it. He sees his first read is taken away. He assumes that he's going to have to roll out. He didn't have to. His back did a nice job coming across the formation, identifying the blitz, and blocking the defender. Hunter Johnson's just got to hang in the pocket, look for the second option, and if not there, then run.
Anderson takes the handoff. spinning out of trouble. This is a Northwestern offensive line, by the way. They had to replace 3 starters from last year. Have a new offensive line coach. It's Jared Thomas and Rashawn Slater, who are the consistent names on that line. You saw even just some of the mistakes that they made in week 1.
It's never easy when you're bringing in new players on an offensive line. That's one of those units that needs cohesion and consistency amongst themselves.
19th play of the quarter for Northwestern. Turning, couldn't quite wrap around it as McGowan.
Well, Hunter Johnson put the ball right where it needed to be. Hit McGowan on the hands, and it would have been a great catch, but it's good to see Hunter Johnson. The ball placement today has already been better than it was a couple weeks ago against Stanford out west.
This is a 33-yard attempt for Charlie Kubander, who missed a 38-yarder against Stanford. Snap, good hold, kick is up, and good. And Northwestern retakes the advantage. 10-7 here at Ryan Field. 19 plays to get 10 points. UNLV, meanwhile, 3 plays to get to their touchdown.
Kicking off to the Wildcats, Drew looking ball. For UNLV, Riley Collins is deep.
On the return, it's Collins. And in the pregame, Pat Fitzgerald kind enough to wear the mic. Let's listen in.
Our number 1 objective each week is to consistently prepare. I think it's the hardest thing for 17 and 22-year-olds to do. Just that simple. Can you grind to consistently prepare? Because if you don't, we're not going to win. Exactly. I guarantee you. And if we do, then we have a chance. And then we got to go make it happen. Let's go! Let's go, man! Let's go. Come on, buddy. Have fun today. Have fun today. Have fun. Have fun. Let's go.
And again, our thanks to the Northwestern head coach for giving us that kind of access. But the king of one-liners, the quarter. It's a 10-7 Northwestern advantage.
This is the end of the first quarter.
Well, the first thing you notice when you look at the first quarter stats, Northwestern way more productive than they were against Stanford. 130 total yards, but third down has been big for UNLV.
Yeah, 101 of those 130 have been on third down. They're 3 for 4 right now, and it's because those third downs have been third and shorts. They haven't been, third and 10s, which when you're on the road playing against a Big Ten opponent, those are difficult conversions. Instead, with a running quarterback and explosive tailback, you've kept things in 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, which helps you as a play caller.
Again to Williams. Cut it back left. Second and third efforts. Joe Gaziano, finally the tackler to bring him down after a gain of 8.
We see Patty Fisher here has a chance. A really good tackler, smart football player, but in space, the explosive Williams was able to get away from him. Knowing Patty Fisher and the kind of player that he is, he's going to be fired up over that one. He'll be looking for payback the rest of this game.
They find Grimes. Randall Grimes again. Missed tackles, which was priority number 1 here for this Northwestern defense.
Yeah, well, right here you see Fisher again laying out for the legs, kind of runs into his own teammate Newsome. Well, that's definitely something that Mike Hankwitz was saying, that with camp not being as physical, not going live as many reps, he felt like week 1 they were bad at tackling. Wasn't making excuses, but just trying to make an explanation for it. However, seeing that show up early in this football game is not going to make the head coach or the D coordinator happy.
Rogers trying to roll out. Pass complete to the tight end, Giovanni Fiolo. He was questionable at the beginning of the week. Was in a boot for the first few days of the week with a bone bruise, but he was available looking better by Wednesday, and he's suited up here today.
Chris Bergen was able to trip him up there. He was the other Wildcat with 10 tackles a couple weeks ago when they played Stanford. But this Northwestern defense so far seems to be on their heels.
Pitch out. There is Fisher making the play. Patty Fisher and Blake Gallagher, you go 1-2 in terms of the top tacklers in the Big Ten last year.
Well, he just runs that alley there. You can see the speed of Patty Fisher. He was trying to give it everything he had on that one. Nothing is more beautiful than when you have the perfect angle right there in the alley. You know he can't do anything but try to outrun you. And you get to line him up.
Rogers will keep it. Those long legs motoring on 2nd and 12. Brings up 3rd down for UNLV. 3rd and 2.
Well, look at this. You get a little high step from the quarterback. And what that play call does for you now, it puts you again in the 3rd and 2. Very manageable, especially when you have a quarterback that can do that. Makes Garen Justice's job a lot easier.
He'll organically get about 3 to 6 carries off of the RPO and then off of design runs. Expect to see him get about 10 carries here. Shaking off a tackler, Williams again. Can he do it again? You bet. Charles Williams with his 2nd touchdown. 37 yards this time.
The score, UNLV 13, Northwestern 10.
Well, watch Charles Williams. Not only use the speed, but watch the stiff arm just to keep Newsome away. Gets enough on the helmet to make sure that his arms can't touch his body. And once he gets even with anyone, he's leaving. Way too explosive.
Gutierrez. 14-10. UNLV. A couple of touchdowns of 35 plus. Charles Williams having a day. Big 3rd down plays, and Charles Williams has been the difference here for UNLV.
Yeah, watch Greg Newsome right here. He has contained on this play. He has to make sure the ball does not get outside him. He takes too aggressive an angle, and again, Williams with that speed, once he gets outside of it, there's nobody left. He even outran the angle from the other side of the field. Very, very fast tailback for UNLV.
Riley Lees. The kick return across the 35. A couple of big touchdown runs for the UNLV running back, Charles Williams. And the difference here for UNLV, 14-10 advantage. Handoff to Anderson and a gain of 2. Wasque making the play for the Rebels. Drake Anderson, redshirt freshman. The emergence of Bowser really kept Anderson on the bench for most of last season. He only played a couple of games with the new redshirt rule. Even with those couple of games, he was still able to not lose a season. Johnson connects to Skoranek.
Johnson's pass is complete to Skoranek. We're gonna move.
He's caught 1 pass in 35 straight games. 13 yards on that play.
Now it's made possible because Anderson does a nice job picking up the blitz, allowing Johnson to get that ball off. Skoranek is a playmaker for this offense. Tim Skipper was concerned about him, said he didn't really know about Bennett Skoranek until he watched the tape.
Johnson swings it out to Washington, who gets level.
Johnson's pass is complete to Malik Washington.
Farrell Hester. Welcome to college football, freshman.
Farrell Hester makes a really nice play. Watch him sink his hips, get those arms around the wide receiver, secure the tackle. Nicely done.
Johnson, slant pattern. J.J. Jefferson for her first down.
Pass is complete to J.J. Jefferson.
There's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, defense, number 91. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Tony Sanchez reaction to Nate Neal.
Let's see how late Neal comes in here. Yeah, that's way late. Jefferson was already rolling over to try to get up.
Second personal foul on this UNLV defense. Johnson to the end zone. Touchdown, Northwestern. Kyrick McGowan.
An eligible receiver downfield. Offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
So the penalty negates the touchdown.
You see the arm talent there from Hunter Johnson now on that throw. That's what will get you excited as a Wildcat fan, but penalty on the left guard, Nick Urban, going too far down the field. Again, those run fakes, it's hard for those offensive linemen to judge. Can't go too far downfield or you'll get the flag thrown on you by the official.
Still no touchdown passes this year for Northwestern. 1st and 15. It's Anderson to the 10.
Drake Anderson, ball carrier.
Look at the left guard. Watch him climb too far. He's going to block the linebacker. Problem is, the linebacker's a line 5 yards down the field. That's a giveaway to the official if the lineman gets to that second level defender.
Jesse Brown now back in the game for the Cats.
He's had a nice first half already. 8 carries, 76 yards on the ground.
Brown takes the handoff. Right side. Rashad Jackson, the first to get to him. Let's bring in Elise.
Observing on the sideline, guys, that Brown had his left hand taped. He was kind of moving around that thumb. You'll notice that tape sticking out from his glove. Well, that's the hand he's also tucking with, so he was testing it on the sideline. He's carrying it there his right hand, but wanted to test it, was throwing. Evan Hull was trying to knock it out, so just an observation there with that left hand.
Thanks, Elise. 3rd and 5. Johnson had to get rid of it off the hands. Dangerous play for Northwestern as Brown slow to get up.
You see here, trying to set up the screen. Ball's behind Brown. It was well read by UNLV anyway. Even if it is caught, Jericho Flowers would have had the tackle for loss.
30-yard attempt, Charlie Kubander. Already has a 33, now has a 30. Cuts the lead to 1. 6 minutes to play before the half. Last year's Big Ten West Division champs, making it to the Big Ten championship game before losing to Ohio State. Then had to get a comeback in their bowl game last year.
Is it Wisconsin?
We're going to give you the answer later, James Lauren.
Okay. I was just throwing out a guess.
They swing it out to Charles Williams this time, showing his pass catching ability, a gain of 8. Chris Bergen making the play for Northwestern. In the opener against Southern Utah, Charles Williams scored 3 touchdowns. Before that, he had never scored more than 1 in a game.
And so far, the game plan for offensive coordinator Garen Justice has been successful. You talk about they wanted to run the football. No matter how many were in the box, they've done that explosively today. They wanted to get Amani Rogers in the run game. They wanted to get him confident with easy throws early. He's had those. And they've kept it in 3rd and short all game so far in this first half. Another one here.
3rd down has been huge. Rogers rolling out to the sideline. Pass was intended again for Grimes. And it was Greg Newsome on the coverage.
Ball just a little bit outside of Grimes' reach there. Trying to move the pocket for Rogers. Catch the Wildcat defense off balance. Just a little more accurate throw needed there on third down.
First punt for either team. Riley Lees to field it. Northwestern looking to put up a drive here before the half. Trailing by 1. Johnson has complete again to Skoranek. And a flag on the play. Good field position now for Northwestern. Right up the gut is Anderson.
Anderson, not ball carrier.
Jacoby Windman making the play. It'll be 1st and 10 again for the Cats. Drake Anderson, a player who had to deal with a couple different hip surgeries in high school even. Johnson will keep it. Jericho Flowers making the tackle, a gain of 3. Johnson has talked about his feet, trying to improve it from week 1. I have to be quicker with my feet. Tried to hurry my throws, a little bit anxious in his debut. They swing it to Holman. Sophomore receiver.
And even a simple throw like that, Lisa, you can tell Hunter Johnson is more comfortable. Against Stanford, those balls were behind the receiver or they're a little high. There he did a nice job leading Holman, letting him turn upfield and get some yards at the catch.
Johnson takes it himself to the 30. What Johnson, what Northwestern, what this Wildcat coaching staff was hoping for was a confidence-building game here on this Saturday for Hunter Johnson.
And when he pulls it, he looks to the wide receiver. It's a triple option. You have the option to give the ball on the dive, pull it and run yourself, or throw it. Nice read by Johnson there, taking what the defense gave him.
Johnson this time back to throw. I'll have to run with it.
Hunter Johnson, the ball carrier.
Brings up 2nd down.
Well, it's really nice coverage by UNLV. Johnson had nowhere to go with the football. He had plenty of time. The offensive line for the Wildcats gave him plenty of time to look around. He scanned all 5 options, nowhere to go. Got as much as he could, but good coverage by the Rebels.
Johnson again to throw. Pass was batted down.
Johnson's pass is incomplete. 3rd and 8 Northwestern on the UNLV 27-yard line.
We'll watch here. Rashad Jackson just elevates, gets his hand on the ball. And that's good play recognition. We've been beat some on this drive and all game on the quick slants by Northwestern. Sooner or later, smart football players pick up on the tendencies. Nice job seeing the ball being released, getting up, getting a hand on it.
On 3rd and 7, the pressure's coming. He had to get away from it.
Johnson's pass is incomplete. Attention for Drake Anderson.
Javen White applying the pressure.
27-yard line.
They send pressure with Javen White. Northwestern has a screen called, so already you're going to let the rush get upfield. But White, so athletic as a linebacker. 6'3", 205 at linebacker. That's very light. If you're that light, you better be able to run. Javen White can run.
And 44-yard attempt for Kubander. Kick is up. And good. Northwestern takes the lead off of the leg And they go into the locker room with the halftime lead. Stay tuned for the halftime report presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Mike, Glenn, and Joshua are coming up next. Again, your score 16-14. Wildcats edge.
That'll drive you nuts if you're Mike Hankwitz, the defensive coordinator for Northwestern.
Charles Williams, you saw there in the backfield. He's a first play from scrimmage. It breaks off a tackle, and he continues to do what he did in the first half. Again, a 65-yard run and a 37-yard run for a couple of scores.
And for being a smaller guy, he runs physical. I mean, he's able to stiff arm Blake Gallagher down. But Charles Williams is only 5'9", 190. He's not the typical, 220-pound guy. I mean, for being a smaller stature, he uses that stiff arm nicely. It's been a couple times here this afternoon.
Again to Williams. Hard to believe he was buried last year on the depth chart behind Lexington Thomas. The unleaded 88 quarterback comparison. Big really for both of these teams. Trying to find stability in Rogers and Johnson.
Well, they haven't needed Rogers to throw the ball much. Talk about the run game for UNLV. It's been effective. Hunter Johnson's looked more comfortable, but the one critical mistake, trying to force the ball downfield, threw on the interception.
Pace makes the stop for Northwestern. And a gain of 5. It brings up third down. Monty Rogers at one point was subbed out in the last game against Arkansas State. Kenyon Oblad was the backup quarterback. Came in late in the game. Rogers will run it. Right by the marker. Bryce Jackson pushing him out of bounds. It'll be a first down for UNLV.
Yeah, and Rebels offensive coordinator Garen Justice said we wanted to give him simple options. Talking about Armani Rogers. And right here, he had two options. I'm going to throw it to the flat to Williams, or else I'm going to run. And Williams did a nice job shielding off the defender there, Bryce Jackson, allowing Rogers to get just enough for the first down. But that simple scheme, throw it to the flat or take off, use those legs, and pick up the first down.
Rogers looking to his left. And he finds a receiver for another first down. Makai Stevenson.
Got a lot of cushion given to him by Trey Williams. That's just an easy throw and catch there, but Armani Rogers going to his left, making a nice throw on time.
Big improvement, as we mentioned, just 8 of 23 in the last game in the air. Rogers intercepted. Patty Fisher, who loses it. And a couple flags on the field. We got to clean it up. White and purple jerseys all around the football.
I think the flag's going to be on Northwestern for an illegal cut block. I saw one of their defenders block below the waist.
Well, Patty Fisher's got to go down with it, don't you think?
You get that ball in your hands, Lisa. You're trying to take it to the house.
After the interception, personal foul, illegal low block, intercepting team, number 13. 15 yards from the spot of the foul. Northwestern will keep the ball. First down.
Well, he's Mr. Big Play. You see the play action. Armani stared down his receiver the whole time. And Patty does a nice job recognizing play action, and you have to get depth. He did not see this hit coming. He's used to delivering these blows.
Media, timeout.
Very thankful that his high school teammate, Willock, picked it up.
That's Darren Woods, your wide receiver, taking it to the Cat linebacker. Some skydiving heroics in the pregame at Ryan Field. Check out the landing with the camera on the ankle. 2, by the way.
It's not even a GoPro. That's a legit camera taped on the ankle there. It's impressive.
It's a way to bring in the home opener in Evanston, Illinois. Northwestern looking for its first win.
You ever skydive?
No, I would like to. I just don't have enough courage for it.
Me neither.
Anderson in the backfield. They said he's a guy who can make you miss, and you can see it here this afternoon. An update on the running backs here today. Drake Anderson, Jesse Brown, as we heard Elise's report, is out for the rest of the game, so we could see a real heavy dose here of Drake Anderson.
And the impressive thing has been the average per carry. You got 8.8 for Brown and 7.1 for Drake Anderson, and it just shows the offensive line has been giving them big holes all game.
Those two guys getting an opportunity again with Isaiah Bowser, who is out with the knee injury that he suffered in the first game against Stanford. The coaching staff says that he's getting closer and closer.
What's interesting, talking to offensive coordinator Mick McCall, was the fact that he said, we have really no idea what UNLV is going to do on defense. They're so multiple up front. He said that after halftime, it'd be really important how they adjust. We'll see if they've done so in the second half.
It's Johnson this time who keeps it. Good fake there to Anderson, and he picks up the first down. Gabe McCoy making the tackle. Gain of 15 for number 15.
Well, you can see what Johnson sees right here. Sees that end take that step down, and a lot of green grass out there, and a nice job by Kyrick McGowan blocking for his quarterback.
You mentioned the extra reps that Hunter Johnson has gotten with TJ Green, now out for the season. Anderson getting a first down. Elise Medicare, what was Jared Thomas saying on the sideline?
I got an up-close look at that leadership. He went up to his receivers and said exactly this. He said, this is me. I'm a senior holding all of you accountable. We have to catch the ball. We have to make the little plays. He said, you can do the same thing to the O-line, but we have to do the little things.
That's 90 yards already for Drake Anderson. And I'll tell you what, Thomas, they pull him a lot. They've done it all game. That's part of their DNA offensively. Doing a nice job.
40 of his 90 coming this quarter. How about going deep again? That time connects. J.J. Jefferson. Hunter Johnson, his first passing touchdown of his Wildcat career, goes for 50.
Like that leadership. Jared Thomas telling his wide receivers, hey, we got to catch some balls. Hunter Johnson had a nicely placed deep ball earlier to McGowan that he dropped this time. Jefferson able to look it in for the touchdown.
The kick is good. This score, Northwestern 23, UNLV.
The first touchdown pass this year for Northwestern, and perhaps this is the beginning to the Hunter Johnson era that Cat fans have been wanting to see. J.J. Jefferson's third career touchdown, first in 2019, and puts Northwestern up 23-14. Prior to that pass, Johnson had thrown 6 straight incompletions. Tylee Collins looking for a blocker. Chased down there by the sideline.
First and 10.
On first and 10. A designed quarterback run for Armani Rogers. Fumble. Northwestern recovers. Travis Willock
The
again.
ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense.
And it looked like Patty Fisher may have gotten his 10th, or 11th, excuse me, forced fumble of his career. Most among active players. Look at that, punches it out. And I asked Mike Hankwitz about that. He said, look, we coach it obviously, but you just have to have a natural knack to do that. And that is a playmaker. You talk about the forced fumble there, punching it out with his right hand. The interception earlier in the football game. Patty Fisher, very active for this Wildcat defense.
The two teammates strike again. Katy High School out of Texas. Travis Willock and Patty Fisher.
Tackle line, just a second.
A gain of 7. We approach the 1-minute mark here in the third quarter. For those just joining us, Hunter Johnson threw his first career touchdown pass as a Northwestern Wildcat in the last series. Anderson has his first career 100-yard rush game. Patty Fisher. Man, as a former linebacker, you got to appreciate a guy like that.
He's fun to watch. He's tall, 6'4", 246. When you can run like he can and you have a knack for making plays, you're going to see him on Sunday. Obviously, he's had a lot of hype preseason. Honors team out of the Big Ten West from the conference. Freshman All-American in 2017. Third team AP All-American last year. What Coach Fitzgerald was telling us is that his football IQ is so high. He says a freshman used to block himself. He was so eager to go make a play, he would just run into blockers, and now you're seeing him actually understand the scheme better. True student of the game, and I'm sure it's fun for Pat Fitzgerald to be able to mentor and watch a player like that wear the same uniform he did.
Patty Fisher, the first time he ever watched Pat Fitzgerald highlights as a Northwestern linebacker a couple years ago as a freshman. Fitz didn't do things like this, though. Fisher getting another takeaway for the Cats. Competitive game started the fourth quarter. Tony Sanchez, UNLV Rebels going on the road and looking to take one from the Wildcats, trailing by 9 as we start the fourth. Well, 4th and 4.
The punter put him on the 2-inch line last time. I would have punted here. Field position, but Wildcats being aggressive.
What can Johnson do with it? There's Moten making his first appearance and just short. It looks like the marker.
The ruling on the field is the runner was short of the line of game. First down, UNLV.
We hadn't seen a John Moten sighting really until that play.
And Javen White makes another big play. You see his speed. I mean, being 205 at linebacker, Moten was open, but Javen White just made a better play there in the open field. Already has an interception today.
The 11th forced fumble. I showed you that leads FBS. As an all-time school record, too, by the way. Pat Fitzgerald on his linebacker, he said, I wouldn't have the speed. I kind of played in a small square back in the 90s. You know, these days you got to play in a hallway, if not a big room. What kind of offenses you're going against.
That's a big human being to play with speed. I mean, you talk about 6'4", 245.
Tight coverage there from Newsom. And a delayed flag coming in.
You know, Lisa, he also should have had a sack. He could have an opportunity to have a sack as well earlier in this ball game.
Pass interference. Defense, number 3. Spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
Let's see Trey Williams here. Looks like hand fighting on both of them.
Right through the arms. Wow.
One point there was not tipped by the defensive lineman of Northwestern.
Great look on that play. Last 4 possessions, punt, punt, fumble, punt. Just about 60 total yards in the second half for UNLV. No points.
They've run it effectively. I mean, they've run the ball for 225 yards. They've tried to get it going in the second half. Just Northwestern has adjusted better to that.
Collins, nowhere to go after the pass was complete. Well, they figured out Charles Williams, too.
Yep, they have. And they've done a nice job adjusting. The stuff that hurt them in the first half with the explosive runs, that play there that Patty Fisher just made, they ran it earlier to Collins. It's just another way to get the ball to Collins in space on a screen type across the middle of the field. That time Fisher recognizing and making the nice tackle, forcing a 3rd and long for the Rebels.
Field goal makes it a 1-score game, remember. Rogers trying to float it, and another flag coming in. Newsome there on the coverage. Well, they got Williams. They might have gotten Newsome this time.
Pass interference. Defense, number 2. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Couple of PIs hurting Northwestern on this drive.
Well, from up here, you could see Newsome tug on him. You see that left hand just on the back of the jersey. And the official, that's what he saw. Look right here as he's holding on. Does he pull it all? From up in the booth, it looked like it prohibited him from running, but you don't see any cloth there.
Again, trying to shut off a tackler. It's Collins. Stop made by Blake Gallagher. Collins, a couple of breakout games last year as a freshman. So they got to find him in space here today, because you can do exactly that. He can match up athletically with this Northwestern defense. Second down. Rogers threading the needle. And guess who? Patty Fisher.
And that's just a terrific read. He read the spot right. Look at him look at the eyes of Rogers. Oh, go steal it, young man.
Have to have a big paw to catch that one hand.
That is a dream route combination as a middle linebacker. That back goes to the flat. A receiver comes in and spots up. You read the eyes, you push through. Nice break for the pass breakup by Patty Fisher.
Third and 10. Rogers has to step in. Northwestern got Tua. Joe Gaziano, the big fella. A flag on the play.
Illegal shift. Offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Well, they'll try a field goal here. Again, it makes it a 1-score game. They can convert. A 38-yard attempt. Daniel Gutierrez. Pushed it wide right. No good. Still says a 9-point advantage. Missed opportunity for Tony Sanchez and the Rebels, thanks to big old number 97, Joe Gaziano. Wide right.
I think if you're Pat Fitzgerald, you would love to be able to run the ball, keep that time of possession climbing, eat away at this clock, knowing that you have a 2-score advantage.
Anderson 116 yards on the ground. He'll get it again. He's put together a fine afternoon.
And I know that's going to make Fitz happy because of the fact he said this kid has worked so hard all offseason, not only spring ball, but summer and in the fall. He's worked so hard to get ready for this season. It's nice to see that hard work paying off.
Again, welcome to the folks in Iowa. James Laurinaitis, Lisa Byington, Elise Medico, Dick Honig. And again to Anderson. Looking for a hole. I mentioned that he had a couple of hip surgeries. He missed his sophomore and junior seasons in high school, actually.
Well, watch Rayshad Jackson. Takes on the block, sheds it. Drake Anderson thought he was going to hurdle his way through there. Nice play by Jackson.
Because of those surgeries, those injuries for Anderson, he got in recruiting late. A lot of schools got in on him late. Illinois was really the first Power 5 conference or school to offer him. Northwestern was next. Johnson on the rollout. And complete to McGowan. A gain of 15.
Again, a really nice stuff. Look at him square up, delivers the football right on the money to McGowan. You can see the arm talent. That's what gets you excited if you're a Wildcat fan. You see the throws that he's made. Now, it's decision-making, coaches can change some of that. They can help him understand where to go and when to throw it away, when not to take a chance. But the pure raw talent of Hunter Johnson has been on display today.
Anderson again. Across the 50 and fights his way to the 45. First cut made that run.
Well, his shiftiness has been amazing. Look at this cut here. Boom, puts that right foot in the ground, gets upfield. He's already looking for the next defender. And Jackson's able to hold on for his 10th tackle of the game. But not before Anderson gets 8 yards on the carry.
I've gone to him 23 times today. He stays in. Second and 2. Anderson once again spins out of it, gains a couple more.
Drake Anderson up ball carrier.
He's having fun.
I mean, let's look at the patience of Drake Anderson. Watch him just wait for that hole to open up, breaks the tackle, the spin move. We said because of the emergence of Isaiah Bowser a year ago, he didn't get much time, much experience. He's taking advantage of Bowser being on the bench with an injury this week.
His dad, Damien, a Hall of Famer, went in 2009. At the time he graduated, he was the all-time leading rusher at Northwestern. Javen White making the tackle. Drake Anderson played a couple of games last year. Made his debut against Michigan State, and he called Dad and Damien. He said, I've been practicing with the 1s and the 2s. I think I'm going to get some time. You might want to show up.
Well, I'm sure his dad is very proud today of the performance. And I remember watching him growing up. He was an absolute force for Northwestern. As you mentioned, currently sitting second on the career rushing list.
After Justin Jackson took it away, 2017. Here's Moten. Giving Anderson a breather. Stay tuned. Dave, Glenn, and Joshua will be along with the State Farm post game. They'll get you caught up on everything happening today in the Big Ten. Last week, checked Michigan State in a close one against Arizona State.
But you knew that defense was going to play lights out. That had a chance to see Sparty's defense a week ago, and they just have playmakers at every single level. But they're in a dogfight today.
Over 6+ minutes taking place. They're chewing it up on this drive. Moten again. Got Ohio State and Penn State already as winners in the Big Ten. John Moten got most of the carries, most of the time against Stanford when Isaiah Bowser went out. Well, listening to the coaching staff on Friday, they were high on Jesse Brown, who started this game, but now out with an injury in the second half, and they were high on Drake Anderson. We could see why. Jacob Gasser back to receive. Kubiak to punt. Another low one. Gasser fields it at about the 12th. Roderick Campbell. Another big special teams play. Illinois 23-14 is your score. Much better performance here for Hunter Johnson. Here's the Wendy's stat of the game. Much better performance. Rushing yards allowed. No points allowed. Pitching a shutout in this half. You got a sneak peek of Cody Gronwald. That's what we call a tease in the TV business, James Laurinaitis.
In the biz. I'm learning.
We're talking about Gronwald. You haven't seen him on the field, but man, he's got talents outside of the field. Elise Menaker, if you follow her on social media, Big Ten's got talent. She started this series and may have found the best one yet with Gronwald. Sack. Big old number 99, Ernest Brown. If that's not a tease enough, what does he do? Cody Gronwald is a fruit carver. And he took this simple apple, made a dove out of it.
Gosh.
Or a swan, I guess that would be. This is an award-winning flower that he cut out of a watermelon. Incomplete pass. How do you get to be a fruit carver, you wonder?
That's my first question. How do you develop that skill?
Look at that. That's the final product. He actually won an award. I'm not joking. This is an award-winning design.
I just don't know how you get started.
And he won a state championship at Nebraska. How do you get to be a fruit carver, Elise?
Well, he said in high school he had a culinary teacher who just said, hey, do your worst, which meaning like carve something out of this watermelon, and he actually carved that flower. So it was a high school class.
Big Ten's got talent, and so does Northwestern's defense. Their fumble created. Gaziano, ball's still loose. Someone's going to get to it. The officials are saying Northwestern.
We had a fumble on a 4th down. It was possessed by someone other than the fumbling player. Therefore, it goes back to the spot of the fumble. 1st down, Northwestern.
Well, guess who? We got Big Joe Gaziano getting the sack fumble. And then since Williams recovers, there's a lot of Wildcats trying to scoop and score there, which is smart because it's 4th down. That's a smart play. 4th down, you know you're getting the ball anyway, so try to score because if they recover it, we get the ball where he fumbled it. Smart football by the Wildcats. Go figure, huh?
What do they say? They give it to Anderson. Still waiting on his first score. 100-yard rush game. He's in the backfield. Drake Anderson. One tackler headed for the end zone. Welcome. His first career score.
What an impressive day for that young man. That's got to feel so good. Vic Viramontes has a chance to bring him down right here. You see the leg strength of Drake Anderson. But I can't imagine how good that feels to do that at a school that obviously you watched growing up and your dad had a legendary career at. To have a great game like this yourself, it's got to feel amazing. Somewhere,
Damian Anderson is smiling. 141 rush yards and a touchdown. 20 unanswered by Northwestern. In just his 4th career game, he's having a career day. Drake Anderson, 141 rushing yards, 91 of those coming in the 2nd half. Not a big guy, but shifty and strong.
And you got the sense that Pat Fitzgerald roots for that young man, just with how hard he's worked. Whenever you see a player over the spring, summer, fall camp, do as well as he told us he did. You want to see them get the benefits of all that hard work, and he has that today.
Yeah, said he had the best camp, maybe among anyone. 41 career total yards entering today. And 141 on the ground. Screen pass, hard hit. You could hear the helmets crunch and the pads crunch on that one as Noah Bean wasn't going to let go of the football. Gain of 11.
I mean, my goodness.
Would you like us to turn up the volume for you?
Bryce Jackson's not going to like looking at that one on tape tomorrow. Gotta love good physical football.
Edges collapsing again. Bean.
Rogers' pass is complete to
What a
Noah Bean.
catch. Noah Bean, where you been?
Look at the throw. He's lucky to hang on to that one. He only counts as one reception.
2-score game, minute to play. Pass broken up by Fisher.
Well, you see his ability to close. he saw the receiver on the drag route. He's there in perfect timing. The pass was behind Randall Grimes, but Fisher, perfect timing. Even if it is caught, he has no chance to run with it after the catch.
Second and 10. Rogers again. Fisher not going to have it. The coaches have said that he's worked hard on his pass game.
Well, he's racking up the pass breakups right now. I'll tell you that much, too, in the last 2 plays. Northwestern, they're trying to bleed out this clock. So the way you do that on defense, Lee says you only rush 3, you drop 8, and you allow them to throw things underneath. The idea is throw, catch, tackle, clock keeps bleeding, but Patty Fisher says, no, I'm going to get my hands on the football.
On third down, short pass to Grimes. Gets about halfway there. Randall Grimes will have 3 years left. Got the waiver by the NCAA. Approved in this summer, transferring from USC. Big target, 6'4", 205.
Tony Sanchez happy to have them. He said, look, Clay Helton told me if you can get things figured out with Grimes, he can be an elite playmaker for you. He's very high on the wide receiver.
Fourth down. And he had Ernest Brown chasing him down from behind. And this has got to feel good for Hunter Johnson, taking a knee for the first time in his Northwestern career. The Cats will pick up win number 1 of 2019. Not perfect, but improved since Stanford.
And it breaks a non-conference losing streak that Pat Fitzgerald and the Wildcats have had, dating back to last season.
This has been a game that Northwestern would sometimes drop in the past. Not today.
And the best part about this game, Lisa, is the fact that at a 30-14 victory, your guys are feeling good. And you can say to your teammates and to your players, if you're Pat Fitzgerald, hey, look, we have a lot we can still get better at. We can still improve. But it's in a victory instead of defeat.
Victory for Hunter Johnson and Drake Anderson. That'll do it here from Evanston. 30-14 is your final. James Laurinaitis, Elise Menaker, I'm Lisa Byington. We'll send you after the break to Georgia Southern and Minnesota with Joe Beninati and Stanley Jackson. 30-14 your final. Northwestern picks up win number 1.